everybody? Welcome to the D3 semifinal. We'll get you updates here soon. We hate for these things to happen, but in true club rugby form, we face adversity and we press on. Life West currently is taking on the Syracuse Chargers, and it looks like your Syracuse Chargers are going to be in the white, and they've got possession of the ball. I'm joined here by Mike Petrie. Mike, we just got on here, but what are you most looking forward to with the club rugby semifinals here?
Yeah, I say this every time, Darian, that I get to call these games. It's such a privilege because this is the heart and soul of rugby in our country. These are the people that put their jobs on hold, put their families on hold, all for the love of the game. They come out here, the players, the coaches, the fans. It's all about the game. And for me, this is the lifeline. This is what it's all about as far as club rugby goes in the United States. And I love this weekend and this tournament.
Lot to play for here at Chicago Blaze Stadium. San Diego Chargers, Syracuse, throw up a kick of their own, rolls into touch. And then Life West now will have to compete in the air against Syracuse.
And Darren, as we get a look here at our first line out that we're going to get to see of this game, we're still pretty early in it. Both teams, a little bit of a delay due to some issues on the field. But look, the reality is, like you said, this is a national semifinal. So all the delays, everything else that's been affecting the viewership right now, these players are up for it. And this is the prime time for them in their rugby season.
Tied up here, and the Chargers charge that one forward. It gets knocked down, and we'll see also our first scrum of the game. That first line out, a lot of competition in the air, ball not going to hand there at that first bit of set piece we saw.
Yeah, and those are missed opportunities. I mean, you work on those things, as you know, Darian, as a player yourself, time and time again. You spend so much time, not just in meetings, not just in message chains with other players, but every practice when you split backs and forwards, you're going over lineouts, going over your calls, your footwork, your throws, your jumps, and to miss a timing like that and just overthrow it, that is a tough break for that Syracuse side.
But Syracuse gets it back right from the jump here, and this is just raw athleticism that comes in from Funaselli. Funaselli will go ahead and get it in between the sticks, and we see our first try, first scrum, first of it all, and Syracuse takes the lead.
Our referee calls time off. They may be looking to see if this ball from the other side, referee was standing on the other side of the scrum, maybe asking whether or not it came out the tunnel. And here's another look at it. So there's the feed. There it comes, straight out the side. I don't know, that looks like it came slightly through the back. The scrum moved forward. Syracuse got a good push on it. Didn't come directly through the tunnel. But they're going to come back maybe and reset this scrum. Yeah, there we go. They're going to reset the scrum.
That's just so unfortunate. I mean, the disappointment after they let the man run all the way 50 meters before calling it back. So we will have a reset here right at the 50-meter line. And only looks like there's about 20-25 minutes gone here in this first half, and it's a tie ball game.
And you can imagine the excitement. Funaselli, I mean, sees that ball just all of a sudden just magically show up underneath his hand, picks it up and goes. But in those situations, like, he's got to continue to move that ball towards the base of the scrum. Otherwise, things like that happen. They'll pull it back and reset the scrum for Life West.
Yeah, in true flanker form, all we know is to go forward here. A nice ball moving pass. It goes over the top here. And Syracuse gets it into the defensive launch. Life West stringing together some phases here. They try a shift around that interior defense, but Syracuse holds strong. Now utilizing the forwards. It's a physical contact. Got some competition over the ball. Cutting off a lot of the options on the outside and the inside to Syracuse. A nice rumbling run, though, by Namulalu. Gets them some go forward here. Syracuse recover at the 22. Ball gets close to that sideline here. And they do well to keep the ball in bounds, trying to keep possession. There's a little bit of space around that outside corner. Oh, and it's beautiful from it looks like Life West will get it down in the corner. We'll get you that number here in just a second.
And how about it? Talk about a change of events. We go from Syracuse running away on a breakaway score that was not to be around midfield. They reset the scrum, and Life West puts the pedal to the metal, and they score in the corner. Great support line, good go forward rumble, and here it is, just a little pick and go down that short channel by Life West, and they get a try in that corner.
Rocco Tovatovi dots that one down in the far left corner, and it's a tough conversion. Looks like that one falls a little bit short here, so we'll stay 12-7. Life West now taking the lead over Syracuse here in this men's D3 semifinal. Their center pitch is Johan Britz, our referee for the day. We'll see Syracuse step to the plate here as they restart. Dahar will get us underway. Pick is up at the 22. And Life West will look to break through some tackles here, maintaining their weight well at the contact. They're forced to cut back inside into a wall of Syracuse defenders. They've got no choice but to kick to relieve some pressure. They field it well, Syracuse. It's a nice bit of footwork comes in. And he chooses to tuck and run, moves it back inside. Syracuse now bumping off a few and taking some men down with them. And they've got an offside penalty. Life West, they're a little bit cheeky around that interior defense. They decide to risk it all for a little flip kick over. And that's cheeky coming in from the Chargers as we'll get set back here for this penalty. And that was some quick response to a turnover from Syracuse.
That was definitely a quick response. A great counterattack from Syracuse. A long kick downfield over the halfway. Syracuse counters. They get a line break. It puts all kinds of pressure on Life West defense. They're scrambling. They're backpedaling. They're on the back foot. That's when you give up a penalty. And that's exactly what Syracuse is benefiting from right now. A penalty from the pressure that they put on off the line break, from the counterattack. Now they've got a line out. Looks like about 10 meters out from Life West line. So we'll see if the forwards now can get some work done. You can imagine this area of the field, you want to throw that challenge marker down early on and set up this set piece maul.
Allen throws it into a front pod. It's aggressive at the front. And now they attack in the middle. They're right at the 5. Syracuse now look to slice through the defense there. Taking the ground. Fritz ensures that Life West maintains their discipline at the ruck. So they call up the cavalry there and choose to set their defensive line. Launch looks good. They choose to move it back to the right side. They have room on the left of Syracuse to move it. Life West turning in there. They reset, though, and now the spacing looks better. But they choose to take him quickly to ground, and he's looking to go ahead and get that try. He had a nice line break, but Syracuse wasn't called for that try. So they're going to have to work really hard for this one. Life West holding them there at 5. And referee spots a little bit of mess there, a mistake from Syracuse. That disconnect gets them a not releasing penalty, and Life West can look to relieve some pressure.
I think they probably should have been awarded a penalty just the phase right before that. Life West was good and strong over top of the ball, and from the shot that we saw on our camera, great work from our camera crew, that looked like it was surely a turnover for Life West. So 2 phases in a row Life West gets strong over top of the ball. First time they miss out. Second time they get it. So if you're Syracuse that close to the goal line, you've got to get support there in numbers. You got to win that body height battle, and you have to maintain possession.
With communication, though, at the line out, makes it messy for Life West, and they find a way to recover. Now Syracuse will look to put the pressure on here. They move the ball back inside off of that forward pod. And they're really looking to exploit this left-hand side. They do see a half gap there, and they connect well with a nice little offload, so now they cross the 50.
Number 13, playing the man without the ball.
And from there, Life West draw a penalty. Looks like somebody got caught for hitting Syracuse without the ball in hand. Because of that lack of discipline now, Syracuse can relieve all of that work that Life West just put in on attack. Ball doesn't roll out of bounds, though, with the two-foot kick. Looks like it might have rolled out of the back, so we'll have to take a stroll all the way back to that 50-meter line.
That's unlucky for Syracuse. We mentioned they were knocking on that doorstep of the goal line just moments ago. They get a turnover thanks to some great defensive work at the breakdown from Life West. But then again, like you said, a penalty turns them over around midfield. And Syracuse that time, they just missed touch. It's just these small errors that Syracuse is making right now that are self-inflicted in a way. The first one, like we said, a turnover near the goal line. The second one, missing touch. And so Life West, this is where they started their campaign for their last try, right around the same area of the field with a very similar scrum. And we'll see if Life West can mirror that and continue to keep pressure on this Syracuse defense.
Taking the scrum, they give a kick through the middle there, and it seems to split that Syracuse cover defense. Use a nice little spin move, though. And this is good individual effort from Syracuse. They're so quick to respond off the turnover balls when they get it in hand. They try and move it to the left hand side, though. A player gets caught running away. The Syracuse attacker. And from there, they draw the knock on. And we're almost right back at the same place where we started, just on the other side of the pit.
Here's the scrum.
Yeah, we've just moved laterally across, as you said, Darian. But I'll tell you what, Syracuse has made some really good line breaks, some good athleticism, good individual moments of brilliance. But they haven't been able to string it together from what we've seen so far. That time, the pass just comes a little bit low to the ball carrier. They had numbers, they had pace, they had Life West on the back foot. And then, unfortunately, just a handling error from a low pass cost that ball right over the Life West.
Sit!
Their contest, Life West starts to crumble, though, a little bit there towards the end. The back's now caught on the back foot here, and a mistake happens right there at the center pitch. We get another scrum that goes back in favor of Syracuse, and it looks like to me, Mike, it's just whenever they finally have the moments to put the pedal to the metal there, the mistakes keep happening.
Yeah, there have been mistakes by both teams for sure, but I'll tell you what, Syracuse put some pressure on that set piece just previously, and what it did was it threw the timing off, even just subtly. So you saw Life West bring their blind side wing into first receiver. I love when teams do that. Get your wings involved. They're athletic, put the ball in their hands, but the pressure that Syracuse put on threw the timing off, and that's what creates those missed timings in the midfield that led to that knockout.
Ball rolls right through the tunnel there. And they do well. Syracuse, now they get over the 50. Ball looks like it might have been lost a little bit. They look to build the attack here. We met with the wall of Syracuse defenders, or Life West defenders. From there, they tap an open play, give a boot over the top. Looks like Syracuse is coming up on that pace. They snatch it out of the air. And this is a lot of pressure now put on Life West as now they look to get back and realign and to wave a series of attacks.
Set up! It was set up!
Syracuse, they're chipping slowly away at that ice. Life West overcommit on the left-hand side. Looks like they might have won it, though, at ruck time. The referee just too many movements there on the ball. Life West elect to go quick. They want to get some points in here. Make a lot of back and forth coming in from these teams. They really like to compete at ruck time. Syracuse might have gotten it, and Syracuse too. And this is where they're dangerous. They choose to go wide, try and find some space, get it away from the pressure area. Oh, but this launch defense comes in. And Life West come up with it. Both teams looking to maintain possession here. Glad you stayed with us for that. Looks like the ball rolled out of touch there. Ball's considered not forward into touch. And Syracuse elect for the scrum here after that dominant one we just saw recently.
I think Syracuse got a little unlucky there, Darian, on their last possession. They made a nice little line break. The ball carrier got called double roll on the ground. But I'm pretty sure I saw him release the ball and pick it up and continue his run, which you're allowed to do. So as you're falling to the ground, if you let go, you can pick it up and keep moving. But our referees see something different, and so we're penalizing Syracuse in that situation, and that just pushes them back out around midfield. And so here we are, a little stoppage in play, possibly a hydration break. It looks pretty warm down there on the field, but also some attention given to one of the Life West players, Darian. Hopefully that player is okay.
On the set.
Yeah, we talk about injuries a lot in rugby, such a violent sport here, and the expectation is for whatever team it makes it today in this semifinal, they play again for the final. So you've got to hope that these starting 15 get the opportunity to play again tomorrow together.
Yeah, and that's the thing about these tournaments. There's so much pride, and it's such a privilege to be there, but you know, stress is a privilege as well, and so your body's under a lot of stress in this situation.
Yes, the mark.
Back to back, so you're playing down there in the midday sun in this beautiful field in Chicago, might I add. What a rugby complex this is in this area. But then you got to go up and do it all over again tomorrow for all the marbles. So you this game here today, you put a full shift in, you recover up the next morning, and you are right back in it. Like we said, stress is a privilege, and these players, their bodies will be under a lot of stress this weekend to try to take on that national team.
Use it!
Stress definitely mounted for these two sides. Syracuse now underway, and they get some space to work it out. He tucks the ball here, chooses to take it one-on-one. He buys himself a little bit of time here, and already Life West are looking to put them under pressure there at breakdown. This is where they're hoping to exploit on the turnover. They get caught on the offside here, and he had it before. He'll do it again. Syracuse, get in for another 5. And the crowd goes wild for Syracuse. We'll take you through that here on the replay. Twice he had hands on it, and twice he finishes the job. Maciel. Oh, take a bow. That was impressive stuff.
So good, thank you.
Maciel will now look to convert his own kick here. Conversion is up. It's good. And our score stays 14-7. And quite the passage of play here. Syracuse finding ways to exploit those gaps. They're really opening up in this Life West defensive side. as time starts to run out here. We've got to be close to taking a break here for the half. An unfortunate error, though, in the backfield by Syracuse. Get Life West a beautiful opportunity to attack. That mistake happened deep within the 22. And Life West couldn't have asked for a better opportunity to get back in the lead.
Good scrum the last time. Let's keep it like that. Okay.
Fritz calls for the scrum. Maintain the discipline here. Both teams have to maintain their weight, but Life West will look to really make a statement and get the backs on the front foot. Syracuse do what they do best, though. They go forward, and again, backs are having a retreat here. They throw one over the top. It bounces close to that sideline. Looks like that one might have gone forward. Oh, and Life West. That's not where you want to commit the mistake. Just a bit of miscommunication and a bit of pressure coming in from the Syracuse defense. Pushes Life West even further away from the try zone. They'll look to relieve some pressure. Thank you for joining us here on your Saturday for some USA Club Rugby Nationals. Mike, what a day to be a rugby player watching the Club Rugby Nationals.
What a day is right. I mean, I mentioned it earlier. This is as good as it gets. Not only is it a big moment for these players, but for us too. We get to witness it. The National Championship semifinal.
Unfortunately for Syracuse and Life West, a lot of mistakes kind of stacking up here, and the handling standards really starting to drop for both sides.
Yeah, and those are mistakes from Life West. They had so much time there on the ball. It was a really long kick inside of their own 22. Plenty of time to set up, plenty of time to work back and get depth, but unfortunately that pass goes forward. And as you mentioned, these small errors that are starting to add up are just handing opportunities to the other side. And so far, Syracuse now with really good field position on the Life West 22 and right smack, looks like right smack in the middle of the field. They'll have attacking options on both sides. We'll see if they go down that far side of the field. As a number 9, I'm going that way every single time.
Well, it looks like Big Man might have heard you there. The number 8 chooses to take one of his own there. Now they go to work. The forwards coming in and battering against the defensive line there as Life West look to try and drop the body height. They get shoulder checked though at the line. And Syracuse gets over for another 5, and they give a punch right back to Life West.
What a series that time from Syracuse. And again, this is all really a gift. They should write a thank you letter to the backfield for Life West. This comes off the back end of a forward pass, sets up a scrum for Syracuse, pick and go down that short channel, carrying defenders over, and then just 2 quick phases, nothing fancy. They just needed to go forward, and they do so, carrying a few Life West players over the goal line with them. And so Syracuse now taking a nice lead in this first half.
Thanks.
Just continuing to extend the lead has got to feel good whenever you go in for that halftime meeting. Marcial will look to convert this try and extend that lead.
Ten seconds.
It's a beautiful strike. It goes through the sticks there on that far right corner, so Syracuse get another 2 points added to the board here, and Life West trailing behind Syracuse here in this D3 semifinal.
And that's a huge kick, Darian. What that does is it puts Syracuse up by more than 1 converted score. And as you know, having played in these tournaments in your own career, every point matters. That little bit of cushion makes such a difference. And so the kicking game, these conversions are going to be instrumental in semifinal play like this. I mean, you got to hit those kicks. And Syracuse, what a job they did just now to put an extra 2 on the board.
Syracuse really making all of the marks here. It feels good whenever you really start to get the momentum going and everybody just seems to be on the same page here. Life West, though, are getting a bit desperate here, so they choose to throw in everything that they have physically at the defensive line. And so Syracuse, they choose to kick it because they're not liking that physicality. They get Life West turned around a little bit, and there's a lot of time for the ball to bounce here. Back there, the fullback puts a lot of pressure on himself. He gets close to that sideline, and he does well. He's off to the races now here. And Life West breaking free a little bit, as now they have to realign and come back off of that long booming kick that came in from Syracuse. Trying to split the defense. They lose possession there. Referee, though, calls them back.
Number 4, need to get out.
For a breakdown infraction. So they'll have a moment to kind of take some gas off the brakes. Looks like we might have a blood sub here. Somebody might have taken a nice little knock to the noggin.
Yeah, hopefully he's all right. We've seen quite a few big collisions throughout this game. This one, no different than what we've seen so far throughout this weekend. I mean, look, you talked about the stakes here. You talked about this is all season long throughout the year. This is what these players are preparing for, a big moment for them. Some of them may be playing in their first national championship series. Others may be veterans in this space, but no matter what, like we said, this is the highest level of domestic competition in this country.
You were stationary.
And so it's going to take a forklift to get some of these players off the field throughout today.
And what's so amazing to me about these players is that they play some of the best rugby here in the country. And they're the ones that are really the fuel behind their own club there. They're doing the fundraising. They're putting in the hard work in the off hours from their jobs that they go to, their families that they leave every weekend. I mean, this truly is the backbone of American rugby. And it's so fun to be able to talk about these players and what they do in their off time. They're so incredible.
You're absolutely right. It is undoubtedly a privilege. I look forward to this weekend every year because you're right. These are the people that are on the ground. They're the ones that are out in their communities encouraging kids to get involved, encouraging players all over the place to come out, be part of their rugby club. I mean, this is what it's all about. This is American rugby at its finest, at its core, the heart and soul of our nation in the rugby world. And it's just inspiring to watch these players out there just battling through everything. Like you said, jobs, families, you name it. And yet here they are. They get to meet from different parts of the country, all for trying to take home the national championship title.
And to enjoy this super fun game right from the jump, we see Life West. They get into the fun details of their game, which is just straight up go forward, try and drag some people with them. They get some space, though, there. And unfortunately, yet again, they knock it on as they are getting knocked to the ground there. And it just buys Syracuse another opportunity. And they do well with it. So good at recovering off of those turnovers and generating something out of nothing. They do. They look to go down this weak side. There's a lot of Life West players there, so they get close to the sideline, and they'll get tackled out of bounds here. And just when the moment started really stringing together for Syracuse, they kind of choose the decision to go close to that sideline.
No one touched it.
And Life West trying to throw that one in quick, but unfortunately it was touched by someone on the sideline. So they're going to have to reset. You can't go quick when that happens. So Life West will set this up. But you can see they're trying to push the tempo. They're down by more than one converted score as we approach halftime. And so they know that
just open up. Just open up, please.
They're trying to put some tempo into their game, and that's exactly what you need to do. You need to bring some energy. You need to try to put pressure on the opposition.
Nothing through the tunnel.
That's not how you do
They're
it.
going through the tunnel.
Syracuse stays in the attacking end now.
Now it looks like Syracuse committed one up in the air there, and so it makes it so that Life West has to be perfectly in the tunnel there. And with that competition, it forces an error And now Syracuse gets to reap the benefits of that one. And they'll reset for a scrum. And the final bits of opportunities kind of showing the faces for both teams. We enter into the final 6 minutes of this first half. Nobody moves at scrum time. It looks like they lost the footing there, turning and twisting that Syracuse front row was Life West. So Syracuse get a penalty.
You can see a bit of a discussion there within the Syracuse ranks to just determine whether or not they're going to go for points and try to cushion that scoreboard heading into halftime. I like this call. Go to the corner. You're up by more than one converted score, as we said. That's a great touch finder. You're only meters out from that Life West sideline. You've got them under pressure. You've got a bit of momentum. See if you can punch one more in at least before halftime. And last time in a similar field position, Darian, I was surprised they did not go with the maul option. Off the top into the back line and use some of their heavy forward ball carriers in that back line. We'll see if they do the same or they decide to throw down that challenge to this very big and very physical Life West defensive side.
I was just thinking, I hope that they agree with you because I would love to see them all come in from Syracuse there. And this is why Syracuse go for it. It looks like, though, they lose it with that upright body position. Life West just plucked that one right on out of the maul there. And it's unfortunate because Syracuse really was starting to go forward on that one. Life West now will look to relieve some pressure here. They're getting far away from the sideline, so they're going to have to string together a few more phases.
Step.
Try and kick out of this end. Buy them some time. Get that cushion that you're talking about, Mike.
Use it.
Referee calls for them to use it.
Over.
They go off of the base there. It's a nice kick. Buys them a little bit of distance, but it stays in bounds. And that's the importance of trying to get those kicks close to the sideline. Syracuse now, everything that they do looks very promising. They're just so patient when they have the ball in hand, Mike. Everything just seems to settle in for Syracuse. Dancing around that interior defense causes a little bit of some miscues from Syracuse. They get disconnected here. The ball goes back, but they're right at the line where they started. Forwards now. Getting very low, though, was a Life West player. They get him quickly to ground here. And now they're under pressure at ruck time. Using that heavy body weight up top, they power over Life West. And Life West now caught on the back foot.
Thank you. Advantage, free, never on side.
Looks like Life West never on sides after that passage of play here. And so Syracuse get an advantage.
Number 3,
they lose the
never
ball.
on side.
Down there on the ground, and it looks like Syracuse, he's a little bit uncomfortable there.
Point.
But he's up and walking. And Syracuse choose to extend that lead, get a little bit more comfortable going into this halftime chat.
And this is the right call here. Earlier, they were a bit maybe beyond kicking range around that 40-meter marker, and so they go to the corner. They've spent a bit of time going side to side, and now you get 3 points on offer. I'm always a believer in taking when you got them, especially in the stakes like this. So this one here should be just a chip shot for Syracuse to extend their lead.
Kick is good. So now Syracuse 24-12, and they've doubled against Life West. And for the last 20 minutes, it's been all Syracuse scoring. I think because they're really taking advantage of those little pockets of time to make the smart decisions, try and get themselves into better field position and territory, and buy themselves a little bit more time.
They've definitely enjoyed a lot of the territory so far, some of it on the back end of just penalties and errors by Life West, and others of it just from some good line breaks from the Syracuse side. To their own credit, they've done a tremendous job to advance the team on the field, and they've just been playing in the right areas in this national championship semifinal.
Life West.
No advantage. Tackling in the air.
get called back for tackling Syracuse in the air. And Life West committing a bit of frantic mistakes here, Mike. It's costing them.
Yeah, it is, and this is where the mental side of the game comes into play. You're in a hole if you're Life West. You're looking at a 12-point deficit. Your body's tired. It's just about halftime. It's hot. You've traveled halfway across the country, and you just cannot wait for that halftime whistle to come, but you cannot give up penalties like that to Syracuse. Has got their tails up right now because one more score for this Syracuse side before halftime would make a big difference. But take a look at that corner flag. You can see the wind is at the backs of Syracuse right now. In games like this, that can be a major factor. So we'll see if, when the tides turn in the second half, if Life West can take advantage of having a bit of wind at their backs.
Let's see if the turns will table here. Trying to flip the tables is Life West. And choosing to go for the chip kick over. Leads to a little bit of isolation there in the back. And after, that might have been a diving over penalty committed by Syracuse, Life West are now looking to make the smartest decision here. Getting a little bit cheeky with Syracuse. We haven't seen too much of that. And Life West choose to keep the ball in play. They had some space to go wide. They choose to go back into the middle, really showing that they trust those strong people. Get the paces going. And after lifting one up at the rocket, find some space for the scrum half here. And the forwards really taking charge of this attack. They've got some space to the right-hand side. It looks like Syracuse might have gotten a bit disconnected there in the backfield. Ball will roll into touch, and we'll go into half 24-12. Syracuse leading in this D3 semifinal.
Thank you.
Attention all rugby fans. World Rugby Shop is your one-stop shop for all your rugby gear needs. Whether you're a seasoned player or just starting out, World Rugby Shop offers an extensive selection of top quality gear and apparel to elevate your game. From jerseys and shorts to boots and accessories, we've got you covered. Visit us today to see why World Rugby Shop is your ultimate destination for everything rugby. Gear up today. Stop muscle cramps now. When a muscle cramp hits, you don't need a routine. You need relief now. Pickle Juice is a hyper-functional performance beverage made to stop muscle cramps within 60 seconds. All natural, clinically proven, built for real life. When a muscle cramp hits, hit back.
A message from the rugby universe. America, get in the game! It's time the sleeping giant of rugby got off the sideline and into the action. But like all big jobs, you'll need the right tools. Go to worldrugbyshop.com for boots, jerseys, shorts, and scrum caps. Everything you'll need to rock and roll. Get the right kit for playing and training, plus the finest selection of official supporters gear from around the globe. worldrugbyshop.com, America's home for rugby.
Tell me about your experience with RCT so far.
Well, I think my experience can be best described as really fun and community bonding because I meet so many new people playing the sport I love.
I wrestle and I play football, and there's nothing like rugby.
Yeah, everybody that I've ever met that tries rugby just comes to one practice has ended up liking it. And I asked her like what it was, and she said like full contact, like same rules, guys and girls, and I didn't believe her. And then she was like, oh, come out to our practices. And I did, and I was like, oh yeah, I want to play. And then I started playing, and it was really fun.
Oh no, it's just a game that I love. It's pretty fun though. I don't know. I just love everything about it.
It's the laid-back atmosphere of it. We all be friends on the field and off the field.
Just the bond and the vibe from everybody is nice and builds like a lot of character.
You should play it. Play rugby. That's it.
Like how we can like beat out of each other in the game, but then we like come together after and we're just like shake hands.
What do you think that is? Why is that?
I personally think it's like, it's just, we're all one community, like it's one family. You all play rugby, it's just one family.
It's a sport.
Yeah,
because if you have to have respect for the person going after you, because you work hard and they have to work just as hard after you.
So you say that respect is probably the greatest value you can gain out of this game?
By far.
Yeah.
By far.
Credo Rugby is a club development platform that helps rugby clubs create and sell their own on-field training and fan supporters gear. We work with clubs of all sizes, from grassroots to professional, and help them generate revenue to support their continuous development.
It's great. We all love each other. We all like hanging out at these tournaments.
Just meeting so many new people and getting to know them is just amazing. And meeting so many new friends is definitely...
Nah, one word is family. Like you got people like you could depend on.
Probably my favorite part of playing rugby is like I can forget any problem I'm having at school or at home or just any kind of worry or burden and just like giving my all on the field.
We all choose to come here. We don't have to be here, you know. It's just good fun coming out on a Sunday, playing, getting all together, and just great.
All right, so yeah, I think it's the fact that we can play very hard, smack each other up, boom each other, and just eat good and talk to and laugh with each other after.
So, one thing that rugby's done for you?
It's brought up a lot of my confidence. I wasn't very confident in middle school, and I knew that if I wanted to become a better player, I would have to bring up my game, which I did, and I've just become so much like a better person to myself. I see myself in such a bigger light, and I'm honestly so much happier playing rugby.
I ain't gonna lie, if it wasn't for them, I don't think I would like be around here, to be honest. So I guess family. New York Rugby Club is a great community because they put you around great people such as Alex, my coach Alex, and he teaches me more about rugby, how I can make my game better every day and elevate it to the next. Nah, but like, you feel me? But like, I bet like you know how the hood is, so you know like it's crazy, like around shooters and all that stuff. So it's just keeping me out from there, and then changing from like me got to worry about, oh I can't walk here, instead of just changing my life and being positive and don't need to worry about anything that much.
Welcome back, everybody. We're Syracuse now on top, 24-12 here in this D3 semifinal. My name is Darren Lovelace, joined by Mike Petrie. Mike, a lot to unpack there in that first half.
A lot to unpack is right, but one of the things I mentioned right before halftime, Syracuse enjoyed a wind at their back throughout that first half. And a lot of times when the field turns and you come out after halftime, the entire game itself can turn on its head. And you can only hope if you're Syracuse that a 12-point lead is enough to carry you through to this final tomorrow afternoon, as Life West now will play with the wind at their back in this second half.
The win definitely will make a difference here. We didn't see Life West really kick at all in that first half. And a lot of times the kicks found their ways inbounds when they did get those chances too. So we'll see if they go to the tool belt and use that here in the second half. Trying to chip kick it through there. Already starting to test the waters there a bit early with those kicks.
Knock on into wide, back into your hands.
And the space was there, Darian, in behind that Syracuse defensive line, but you got to question the play call there a little bit. I love the creativity. As a player, I always was looking for those opportunities to put the ball in behind defensive lines, but in that so much momentum, so much go forward. I'd argue just maintain position, take Syracuse through the phase. It's hot after halftime, and try to show something. One through and you turn it over to Syracuse.
Getting caught a bit upright. Syracuse take advantage of that. They choose to try and go down that weak side there, and Syracuse stop them right in their tracks here. Hands flying up there. They're throwing in a lot of bodies at the breakdown, and Syracuse maintained possession. Choosing to go against the wind here. The kick goes a bit to the right and goes right out of bounds here. And Mike, that wind is going to really affect the game of Syracuse.
It really will. It'll give them a lot of trouble trying to get out of their own half. We talked about the territory battle and how Syracuse enjoyed so much territory in that first half. And you got to imagine that a lot of it was due to having that wind at their back. And you can see there again, it's not strong. It's not, substantial in any way, but it is just enough that it makes it a little bit difficult to get out of your own end. It plays with your head a little bit if you're a kicker. And certainly if you're a Life West, it can put a bit of wind in your sails, literally, and get you on that front foot that you need to try to close this gap.
And those subtle things really stack up against you whenever you've still got to play basically a full 40 minutes of rugby. We're very early on here in the second half, but winner of this match will determine who will punch their ticket in for that D3 final. And there, an error at set piece here. The wind kind of took the ball and went to the right there for Life West, and so Syracuse get the scrum.
And here's where if you're both teams and you're playing in conditions where it's a little bit windy, you just got to keep it simple. Bring everything to a little bit tighter together. Some of these play calls, especially at line-out time, make the throws a little bit easier for your hooker. Try to jump in those front pods. Take a little bit shorter lines in terms of your passing. And so right now, Syracuse, though, again, uphill battle for them to try to get into the other end of the field.
Both teams trying to get in for the final tomorrow. Whoever wins that game will play against Brevard Red-Eye or Detroit Tradesmen. That game's still underway on the other pitch in Lemont, Illinois there. The possession really going back and forth between the two sides. A lot of pressure at the breakdown, leading to some changes in possession, Mike.
Blue 20.
And you can see the trees in the back just blowing to the left-hand side of your screen. You'd imagine that's one of the reasons why Syracuse is trying to run out of their own end a little bit, because from that area of the field, you'd like to play that territory game, punch that ball into the opposition end, and give yourself a bit of breathing room. And there's a look at it as you see it swirling up. Pretty much looking like it's going right to left on our screens. And again, at the backs of Life West. But a good attacking platform now. Scrum around the 40 for Life West.
And you'll hear us talk a lot more about the wind because it does change so much about the ball and how it moves in the air. But one thing it doesn't affect, Mike, and I've got to say this has kind of been the kryptonite of both teams, is maintaining possession whenever they're going into contact. Both teams kind of getting stuck with that high body height, and with the second half underway here, some fatigue might be starting to set in early for these teams. Syracuse utilizing their backs, trying to slice through the defense. A nice double tackle and an individual effort from Robinson. And again, this defensive effort, though, by that set of backs pays them well here. And Life West turned the ball over. They're going to be looking for some more points as they went unanswered in that first half.
First knock on by White.
An advantage by Syracuse early on in that phase of play. Gets Life West their moment back there right at the 40.
And Darren, you hit the nail on the head literally with the handling errors that both teams are having right now. I mean, you've seen it on both ends. You saw it in both halves so far. Just little things that are starting to add up, and what it's doing is it's taking so much energy and momentum out of the attacking side. You get a little bit of go forward. You're on the front foot. You're moving forward. You've got ascendancy, and then you've all got to stall out and hit the brakes because there's a handling error that happens, whether it was an errant pass, something that goes low, maybe just a spill in contact. Ball security and possession is so important, especially at this critical stage of the game. We're over halfway now, just over 30 minutes to play. And again, Life West in a hole here, down by more than one converted score. But you can't be frantic. You've still got to take Syracuse through the phases. You still got to maintain possession.
And frantic definitely leading to those errors. Right now, Life West and Syracuse just looking to anticipate a little bit better there. And on that anticipation, again, Robinson putting in the work there, but Life West just not able to get over top of that ball, and they lose it at the ruck. And Life West, just whenever you think things are working for them, somehow, some way, they give the ball right back to Syracuse. And Mike, it almost seems like deja vu. I mean, again, Syracuse knocking it on at the point of contact. And they've got some space after a long advantage. And we'll see if Life West can keep the body height down. Oh, and they get that moment against Syracuse. It's a nice little turnover there. Oh, and they just love to use those battering runs. It opens up some space there wide. They've got an overload to use, but he chooses to take it into contact. The decision might have led to the turnover. The referee unhappy with that entry, and it looks like he might have a little bit to say.
Captain! Captain! Wait! Time off! Who's captain? Who's... I've got the second penalty in a short period of time. Okay, watch your discipline. Wait.
Oh, and that's not something that you want to hear.
Yeah, here's where Syracuse needs to be really careful. Life West quick tapping and going every single time. Syracuse under pressure, and they're more. Oh, Starion. Wow.
Oh, no. Oh, the disappointment. We saw Life West. It was a beautiful way to go ahead and attack. The space was there. He had nothing but grass and chooses to get a little bit flashy there and knocks it on right in front of contact. Mike, walk us through it.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, there's nothing to this. This is just he's in, and he goes to place it down with one hand. We talked about the conditions out there. We talked about the handling. We talked about ball security. I'll tell you what, Darren, when I was back in high school growing up playing, we used to do drills where we were never allowed to put the ball down with one hand. Everything we did had to be tuck the ball and fall on top of it. And if Life West does that, they score there. That's frustrating for them. It was a really nice run, but not to be.
And one thing I don't think that we really emphasized a lot in this game, which needs to be talked about, is the level of body height coming in from these players. Right there, if you would have just dropped the shoulder, slid in through, we literally call it not just ball placement, but scoring the try for a reason, ensuring that you've got two hands on the ball, sliding it through and getting low really gets you that go forward. And it could cost you 5 points if you don't do it. Hopefully Life West learns a lesson here. Looking like they are doing well at the contact point with the body height at the tackle. They get caught off sides, though, on that pressure defense.
And, Darren, you bring up an excellent point. The body height is very high. But I'll tell you what, I know you've played at a very high level. You were telling me earlier, Life University. So body height is something that you all talk about extensively in what you do. But you got to remember, right, we were talking earlier, these are players that they're working full-time jobs. They've got families. They've got a million things going on in their life. You know, rugby may or may not be at the forefront of it. They're certainly proud. They're certainly excited to be here right now. But I'll tell you what, I'm sure their lungs are burning. Their legs are burning. And you know what? It's a big difference from playing rugby every single day to practicing. Most of these teams are probably practicing twice a week. And so sometimes what really comes down to is fitness. It comes down to preparedness to be able to drop your body height in the 50th minute, right? As we get a look here at Syracuse on the front foot.
Yeah, my pops played club rugby, and he would probably tell me the exact same about that. But definitely showing, again, why they're the heart and soul of American rugby here. Only getting together a few times a week, really giving their bodies out on the line, and it's just for the love of the sport here. And the double whistle here, Mike. Referee unhappy.
Yes, we can swap it. Swap it. Captain! Who's captain? Paul? Time off. I've got too many niggles at the breakdowns. I want you to sort it out. This is the last warning. Hey, guys. Clean it up.
Final warning here. So some are going to have to take a seat here for Life West if they keep on committing those penalties at breakdowns.
And again, you're at the 50-minute mark, and here is where fitness starts to set in, right? You hit that 50-minute mark, and all of a sudden, bodies are tired. People are going to try to take shortcuts. I mean, look, they're pouring their heart and soul into this. Like we said, they've worked so hard to get to this moment, but their legs are burning. Their lungs are burning, you know, and it's like we said, look, it's probably warm down there on that field. 50 minutes into this game, this is where the referee is going to start to see that things may get out of hand. Too many penalties in one direction. Both teams have been warned right now. That's an aspect of the game that they both need to clean up. Discipline is going to be an issue through the next 30 minutes of play into that final whistle.
Yeah, definitely some heavy legs going in there. And you're right, it's so hard to make those smart decisions whenever you're dog tired here. We've already got about 50 minutes into this match. And right now, I mean, the physicality, both of these teams love to smash it in the mouth. And we're loving the big hits that are coming through. But the battering bodies, the bruising hits, really starting to set in here for both sides. And you're right, just wanting to get over the line, give it everything that they have. Both vying for that spot at the D3 final. Syracuse haven't had a lot of possession here in the first half, so we see them now in Life West ends. And Life West clap over the top there and smash a Syracuse player. Getting around and getting some space, though. The wings off to the races. He gets close to the sideline. He maintains his weight well there. Val Delgado gets in. And Syracuse, another 5.
Look at the excitement. Look at the energy. And I'll tell you what I love about that was 3 or 4 phases of just simple, direct rugby from Syracuse. It was a great throw to start them in the line out. Pinpoint accuracy. We talked about the conditions and how difficult it is, but it starts there. They get a bruising run right into the heart of that Life West defense, and what that does is it forces their defense to collapse. They get the benefit of a little slip there from Life West fullback, and then just around the outside corner makes a defender miss. That's as good as it gets for Syracuse right now to extend their lead, and they are that much closer on the scoreboard to a national championship appearance tomorrow.
Marcial seems to have missed this one. So 29-12, Syracuse leading against Life West. And Mike, right now, Syracuse really settling into the phases. You can feel kind of almost the calmness that sets in when they have the ball. But Life West just seeming to get a little bit desperate, and they just aren't able to connect well when they've got the ball in hand.
No, I agree. But again, I'm going to come back to it. I mean, the passing here, just the sequence from Syracuse. We talked about tired bodies. We talked about conditions. We talked about handling errors. But that series from Syracuse was textbook. It was simple. It was direct. Passes were in front. It was fun to watch. And they get rewarded with the try in the outside corner.
You get a stamp of approval from Mike Petrie, everybody, with that ball handling phase. And trying to get a taste of that as well. Life West do a bit of a good handling piece there and some individual footwork. Get them deep within the 40. choosing to use a one-layered attack. They pummel in with the forwards. And now they loop around to the right-hand side. There is a bit of space here. And Life West get disconnected in that launch. Seems like they might have been caught a bit in front here. Referee has called an advantage. Could be from an offsides call. And Life West now over the 22. A nice flat run. And good support over the top. Get Life West further into this end. And they're looking to get a try of their own here. Oh, and a nice little bit of handling comes in and letting the ball do the work. He's got to work on the ground, though. It seems like that poach might have been clean, but referee gave the original bit of offsides against Syracuse, and Life West will get a penalty. It looks right about the 22, and this looks more promising from Life West.
It does. I'm going to turn my comment on its head, and I'm going to give Life West praise here because they are just taking Syracuse through the phases. They're playing with some energy, and they need it. They're in a big hole now, but they are going forward, Darian.
And they work really well with the ball. Syracuse showing a lot of good ball handling, but I think Life West really like to have the ball in hand there. But one thing that it does is with this ball placement there, the work on the ground for that last bit, it's just leaving to some vulnerabilities around the breakdown. And Life West committed not releasing penalty, and Syracuse get the reward. Looks like we might have a player down here. And Mike, we can't talk about it enough. These players, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's probably vomit everywhere. Both teams are just trying to give it everything that they have here in this last bit of play. And I mean, it's tough going. This match has been really competitive.
I'll tell you what, Darren, the amount of respect I have for these players that are in this tournament this weekend, it's second to none. I mean, really and truly, the amount that they've given to be here, the amount that they've put on hold, the amount of work that they've put in, late at night, after work, after getting their kids wherever they got to go, and here they are pouring their heart into this. They are giving this everything they have, and it's making it really fun for you and I to call this game. You are absolutely right. Knees weak, arms are heavy. There's definitely vomit, I'm sure, somewhere out there because they are putting in quite a shift.
They better just lose themselves. And I think it adds a whole different layer of motivation whenever you're playing just because you love the game. I mean, a lot of these players you're probably, if you're tuning in, a family member or a supporter of rugby, and you do it just because you love the people that are out there playing. The fact that they so selflessly come out here to just ball with the bros, have a good weekend. And then the cherry on top is just being able to possibly play with some hardware that you may or may not be able to drink out of. And so a lot to play for as Syracuse get that scrum. And already this handling working really well for them. But this is exceptional speed. We haven't seen him been able to open up like this in Syracuse. Get 5 more through Marcial. He'll dot it down between the sticks. And putting those nails in the coffin is Syracuse.
And again, absolutely brilliant stuff. There is nothing fancy about this. Passing in front, that's all it takes. Passing in front, drawing your defender, pin and pass, and then it's a foot race. And just look at him pin his ears back, take that outside corner, lots of green grass, and then he'll arc over straight between the uprights. Look, you can't draw that up better in a classroom, Darian. That's just textbook stuff. Keep the pass in front, be very direct, pin and pass, create space on the outside. And Syracuse extend their lead to now a very comfortable 34-12 as we approach the 60th minute in the last quarter of play.
15
seconds. He'll look to convert, and he'll definitely milk the time on this one. A bit slow to get back. Life West fast around the edge, but Marcial much faster. He goes ahead and kicks this one through the sticks. They extend the lead, Syracuse. And this speed now, I think Syracuse just demonstrating a bit more fitness and mental toughness there as a side against Life West as they seem to falter whenever they do get the chances. Things start to become a bit stagnant for them.
That's right. I mean, I'll tell you what, this Life West side is a big physical-looking side. And as we mentioned, the amount of wear and tear that these collisions have been putting on your body and the amount of fitness that it requires to be playing here into the 60th minute. You could see that these Syracuse players are up for it. Life West, to their credit, have had moments of brilliance but haven't been able to fully string it together all the time. But if you're Syracuse now, Darian, you got to start thinking about, you can't look past the next 20 minutes, but you've got to start thinking about tomorrow. This is a quick turnaround to play in a national championship game. So maybe get some fresh bodies in there, keep a few of these players as fresh as possible. We may start to see some subs coming on very soon.
Yeah, and coaches are both going to have to make that decision here. It looks like two players already a bit slow to get up here. So name of the game right now, if you're Syracuse, is to try and let the ball do the work.
Time off. Captain.
And referee gives a double whistle, so we're going to tune in.
Just
you hear those two whistles, Mike, you know it's not good, especially the hand motions. We know somebody might be getting a card here.
Without the wrap, targeting the lower limbs. So it's a yellow card.
Looks like Foilola is going to go ahead and have a seat after repeat infractions as we take a look.
Oof. Bit of a vicious hit there as they dive into the legs of the ball carrier. And so it looks like the call there was, if I'm caught that referee's hand signal, was a no wrap tackle coming in to that contact situation. And look, Life West had been warned once already about repeated infringements. And so now that frustration starting to mount. They're in a hole on the scoreboard. They're now going to play a player short for the next 10 minutes of the game. They've got quite a mountain to climb now if they anticipate getting back into this game. But Syracuse will be in absolutely no rush to get this ball back into play. Let their legs get back underneath them, let their lungs get back, and try to reserve some of that energy, because in about 24 hours' time, they very well may be playing for a national championship.
Rugby is definitely all about the climb here, and it just seems like Syracuse have been the team to be able to put that next foot right in front of the other here. Getting around the corner there, Maciel is going to go in for another one just as quickly as we said it. And the steps just piling up here for Syracuse. They get in 41-12 now, and it's looking like they can become a bit more comfortable in their position as far as making it through to that D3 final. Oh, and it was all set up by this line out.
And Darian, how good is this? Look at this. Here's the throw. Maybe not totally straight, but that's okay. Look at the passing in front, though. And that's, again, I'm going to credit this Syracuse side for the rhythm that they're showing in attack. We talk about as a back line finding your flow. And the only way you get flow and be able to sprint onto the ball is by putting passes in front. And that's exactly what Syracuse does. There's nothing fancy about it. They had one runner that came through as what you would call maybe a decoy, and they went behind that player. But for the most part, very simple. Passing in front, running at full speed, pin and pass, save space on the outside, and go score in the corner.
Skills pay the bills, that's for sure. And just racking up the points here. I mean, whenever you use those fundamental skills and everybody's doing them at the right way, at the right time, rugby has a really funny way of being able to pay you back instantly with a lot of those meters forward. And Syracuse just settling into perfect form here. And we talk about the climb again. Life West getting caught very flat-footed. There have been points in time where they've just kind of stayed, rested, really been caught on the back foot here. And Syracuse, man, they just keep on going up the mountain. They want more of it. And now they're going to have to find ways to settle here in the final 20 minutes, as it looks like Syracuse might be the ones to take this match and make it through for that D3 final. Less than 24 hours, they get to go again, but they get to go home with maybe some hardware. As Life West, we'll see if they go to some desperate measures here and find a new game plan. Syracuse recognizes that ball movement works really well for them. But the centers for Life West really relentless on the defense. And they've been working tirelessly to try and recover from each of the line breaks from Syracuse, as Syracuse get yet another one and striding into it. Perfect form like a Clydesdale. Oh, that seamless stuff from Funicelli. He's going to get in for 5 more for Syracuse.
And I'll tell you what, in the very opening of this broadcast, Aaron, do you remember when Funicelli sprinted off that scrum to score earlier? That was called back. He needed one. He was owed one after that situation, and this is it. Watch him just power through these defenders. And again, there's nothing on here. Life West has this covered. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. Here comes 4 chasing him down. Take a bow, Funicelli. 4 blue jerseys beaten en route to your try. That was just individual brilliance, and you could see that Life West now starting to take their foot off the gas, unfortunately, seeing the writing on the wall, but still 15 minutes left to play, and Syracuse looking at surely at this point, and then anything could happen, of course, Darian, but surely at this point, ready to punch their ticket to tomorrow.
That kick does go through. Syracuse get another 2. And I love whenever flankers have the open space to be able to show some individual skill. I mean, the evasion, the footwork, the leg drive, and then being able to open up into full stride and full form. I mean, we saw him double over there, but that was because, like you said, he's had some massive line breaks throughout this game for Syracuse, has really been that fit forward that you need, so reliable. And so it's really cool to be able to see him get 5 of his own here. Life West a bit slow getting up to the line here. So we got about 14 minutes left to go. And this second half, this second bit of possession for Syracuse has really just damaged this Life West attack. They get caught a little bit on that left-hand side. Forwards choose to run it up in some nice interplay. Gets them at the 40. We'll see if they give a masterclass in passing. They give a good kick. It goes over the heads of Life West. They get turned around in the chase. Oh, forces an error in the backfield. And Life West through Izzard's hands. They knock it on there. And that chase from Syracuse, I mean, they've got energy for days. The Syracuse side is so fit.
They really do, and you can see it. This is where fitness is really becoming a factor. Take a look. Watch all these white jerseys coming on to scene now in a moment. So the line break, the chase that's on here. Check it out. That pressure. Look, 1, 2, 3 white jerseys on scene from that chase. They're up by so many points and still putting in the work because they know the kick is only as good as its chase. It finds grass, but then 3 white jerseys are on scene. And Syracuse right now enjoying the final quarter of play with a comfortable lead right now. About 10 minutes left to play and still enjoying that player advantage as Life West serves that yellow card sentence.
Yellow card probably will be back on in the next 3 to 4 minutes here. It's still a lot of time to be playing down without a man, especially whenever you're playing against Syracuse that just seem to seamlessly string together here. That pass a little bit too in front there, so they're going to call it all the way back. But had that pass been just a little bit more backwards, Mike, I think Syracuse might have had another try.
And I've been sitting here giving them a ton of credit, but take a look. That pass goes slightly behind. That pass goes slightly behind. And that's when your rhythm gets thrown off, right? And so this pass, we talk about throwing passes in front, but not forward. We don't want to be throwing them forward. But you could see how even subtle changes in how the ball is delivered to its receiver can throw off so much timing and really throw off that rhythm and attack. And so those balls that land on the back hip of these ball carriers and receivers, it just throws some of that synchronization off, and you end up with a forward pass in the outside channel.
Got one in the sense, so you can either bring someone from the back or you can scrum with 7.
Just trying to make the decision at scrum time with them still playing a flanker down. And these individual skills really making a difference here as each player is expected to do their job. Syracuse need to maintain possession and Life West need to try and claw their way back in here. 10 minutes though, and Syracuse have a comfortable lead against Life West. It looks like some of the substitutes might have rolled in here for Life West. Syracuse seem to have rolled in some of their own here as the finishers come in to seal the deal. And Life West now using those physical runs there. Syracuse responds well, though, with a nice crunching tackle at center field. They get into the passing lane, and it looks like it might have been knocked on by Syracuse slightly. Life West, though, maintain possession. This referee keeps the arm down, but that's an obvious knock on here. And responding quickly is Syracuse. Oh, Life West commit the cardinal sin. They just watch that ball hit the deck here. Ball gets a little bit messy. And Syracuse, they just stay in the fight through Citrone. And we'll see what referee calls here. We did hear a double whistle.
I know you with the far away, but all good on your end.
It looks like that one will stay.
Yeah, that's just referees wanting to have a conference with each other. As you mentioned, it got a little bit messy there. The ball was jumping around on the floor. This is the knock-on that creates it, though. So Life West, ball carrier goes forward, knocks on. Everybody just stands still and watches, except Syracuse. And then this is a great hustle from Life West. By all accounts, they're down by so many points, they could have just let that one go. Instead, they hustle back. Blue jerseys on scene to make a play. But again, just too many Syracuse players in there for support. And Michael Catrone, the number 10, dots down right between the uprights for an easy chip shot to follow. And take a look. We got a new kicker here, Darian. A new kicker going Johnny Wilkinson style.
Oh, Forrest Morgan gets 2 on the board here. 55-12. And Mike, I think right now we're seeing Syracuse run away with this one there. It's kind of easy to tell who will be our D3 finalist. As Life West, you said that in that last passage of play, they are still playing with a bit of heart here. They still have a bit of fire. It's just those errors that keep happening where they just seem to get caught a little bit flat and then just not being able to recover.
Yeah, agreed. They came out of the gates really well in the opening half of play here at the very start of this game. They were physical at the breakdown. They were physical in their carries, physical in their collisions. But again, the Syracuse team, they just weathered the storm. And now at this point have just shown some of their class in the way that they've played. The Life West, never say die attitude. Here they go. They're starting to get their tails up, and they're going to start moving forward now.
After a towering tackle by the lock, Life West are able to get the possession, and this is honestly best field position that they've had in the second half there. Oh, and you could hear that hit from Syracuse as they crunch one to ground there, and you can hear how passionate they are about that big hit. That was massive defensive effort from Syracuse right after Life West had a beautiful tackle. I mean, the physicality here in this match has been pretty even across the board.
It really has been, and I think that just goes to show how much this means to all of these players. We've talked about it, and we've talked about it, but there's the evidence of it. This game, I mean, quite literally at 55-12, there's not a whole lot that can happen if we're very honest here, right? But neither team is giving an inch. Life West still rumbling forward, just trying to find seams, trying to just create something to just walk out of here feeling good about the performance that they've put in this national championship semifinal. And at the other end of it, Syracuse could have very well just stepped aside, Toro style, and let Life West through, and really probably would have changed nothing for them heading into tomorrow. But they are not willing to give an inch. They continue on both ends to put their bodies on the line, because this is what it's all about. This is a national championship semifinal for American Club Rugby.
Crouch!
Syracuse really know how to take the bull by the horns here.
Fine!
As they look to compete with this strong LifeU scrum. Looks like Life West only have 7 in, so still playing without their extra man here. Oh, and a nice competition on the ground. Get some competition over the ball, but Syracuse is called out of that one. Looks like our yellow card might be back on and already going to the races. Life West, and Mike, that's got to feel good for Life West to get 1 in before ref signals the end of the game through Foy Loyola.
I'm sure it does, and you can see they're quick at it. They've got quite a mountain to climb in the last 5 or 6 minutes of play, but a bit of pep in their step now, and here it is. Bit of a pirouette move. There he goes, spinning out of tacklers and scoring right between the uprights. They've earned it. They've played well today. The scoreline does not reflect the amount of effort that they've put into this. But again, this Syracuse side, as you mentioned, Darian, they have really outclassed this Life West side in the way that they've played, and just fundamentally sound in so many different ways throughout this 80 minutes that we've watched.
A nice kick over the top, finds grass, and then right back into the hands of the try scorer here. He does well under pressure. And Syracuse finally take him to ground. They choose to stay out of the breakdowns, setting their defensive line. They miss a tackle as the leg drive comes in from Life West here. Some pressure defense coming in on the right-hand side. He's forced to cut back in. And Life West recover. Getting over the ball, trying to find some space here. They want to take it to the line of this Syracuse side. We'll see if they can make them pay for it. They get around a few more defenders. Kind of, again, getting caught a bit flat-footed there. They make a few meters there, and ultimately they lose it into touch. And unfortunate stuff here for Life West.
Unfortunate stuff is right for Life West. And just to add to that, they haven't had much possession in this second half. In the first half, we talked a little bit about how the wind may be a factor. They'd have some wind at their backs. But in reality, they haven't even had the ball very much. And when they have, unfortunately, they've spilled it in contact. They've made some errors that have cost them very dearly and handed possession over to Syracuse. But again, they have put so much effort into this game. You have to give a lot of credit and lay down your respect to Life West for what they've done here this afternoon. They've just run into a Syracuse side that's a little bit too much for them in this championship series.
Syracuse now look to get around the corner, and he gets caught a bit high from Life West. And referee again signals the double whistle. Looks like he might have a chat with his AR as we take a look.
I've got foul play, high tackle with low force, only penalty. Okay.
Referees decide that it is a low-grade infraction, so nobody will have a seat. The referee will have something to say about that. And Mike, we talked about the body height early on here, just creeping up for Life West as some frustration might start to set in.
Yeah, it was good hustle to make that play from Life West. I mean, look, they were under pressure. They were scrambling back on defense. There was another line break from the Syracuse back line, just, again, from passing in front and having some flow in their attack. And in that situation, just goes up around the collarbone, just slings them to the ground, and that's dangerous stuff. So good call there by our referees to award that penalty to Syracuse, who I'm sure will be taking their time through these final stages of play.
Yeah, definitely have to find a way to find the breath. They've really put on a performance here, and we now look to let these last few minutes sink in there. But an error by the replacement. Rogers knocks it on off of that line out, and Life West will get a scrum.
And here's another look at that line out. Nice throw. Good delivery. Again, you're in the 78th minute now. The frustration there from the Syracuse halfback as that ball drops forward. But look, overall, you can be frustrated with that, but overall, you cannot be frustrated with how you've played for this Syracuse side. They have been consistent throughout the entire match, and they have weathered the storm of this big physical side from Life West, and they'll find themselves representing the great state of New York, Darian, in the national championship final tomorrow in Chicago.
I don't know if you could tell based off of the accent, but we do have a New Yorker amongst us. So he's excited to see Syracuse give quite the relentless performance against Life West. But again, you've mentioned it, this physicality. It looks like Life West weren't able to travel with a full 23 as well. So they're still playing a man down. Unfortunately, it looks like they haven't been able to have a full 8 in on the scrum here. As I will get reset for another bit of set piece. Coming up next, the women's D2 will take place for the semifinals. Here on our field, you'll see Phoenixville versus the Tampa Crew. And over on the other side, Life West, their women's side, will take on Milwaukee Sila. And I got a talking to last week, so I need to make sure I get that right. I think I owe people money after calling them Scylla throughout the weekend. So we're getting it right this time, as this looks like it's going to be the final bit of play. Syracuse run over the top there, get the go forward, and they'll look to use this perfect And Mike, you've talked about it throughout the match. I mean, their handling has just been so crisp. The individual skills really working well for them here. As now they'll look to bleed this timeout and solidify this win. They've got good field position here. Just need to wait for referee to signal that it's the last bit. Life West throwing a last attempt here to try and get the turnover. They tackle them close to the sideline here, and a forward pass gets called. Referee gives a penalty though, and game can't end on a penalty, so we'll see what Syracuse decide to do here. And it looks like we've got 2 minutes left to go. They're going to go for point.
They're going to end the game with a shot at goal, and why not? We saw this guy take a shot at goal earlier, gave some due respect to one of the greatest goal kickers of all time with his little hands together, Johnny Wilkinson style. I absolutely loved it. This would be a fitting end to this game for Syracuse, who I dare say probably could have ended this game over 90 seconds ago if they had just put it out of bounds. But nonetheless, here we are, end of the game. Let's see it. There it is, Johnny Wilkinson for the final kick of the game.
It was for this moment that he knew that he got the last 3 points for Syracuse here. Referee still signaling, though, that it looks like we have just a bit more time here. We are on referee's time. He's the beholder of all. So now we're going to go ahead and get reset here for this final bit and this final kick here.
Well,
but
now
Mike,
we know, Darian,
final thought.
Now we know why they didn't put the ball out of bounds, because the game is still being played. We're into the 82nd minute now, and Syracuse has this comfortably won. Life West just has to kick off. You'd imagine from this point on, they'll just catch it and sail it out of bounds and get themselves ready for tomorrow's final.
Life West get it close to the sideline here. And Syracuse now will look to get this ball out quickly. They still want to play some more rugby. So we'll keep on watching them work tirelessly. And they want to show us the last bit of handling here. Mike, they just want to play more rugby. They go to boot. Ball sails through. And it stays in. Still wanting these players to play. The ball stays at the 22, and Life West have it. Few players coming back now for Life West. And we'll see if they keep the ball in hand here. Syracuse gets their hands in there. They get away with it after ripping it at the breakdown. And they'll use the pick and go. It goes back. Still wanting to play more rugby here. You've got to wonder if time is finally out. But Life West will look to attack out. They throw one over the top here. And it does get them over the 22. It finally ends up in the hands of Syracuse. And they'll go ahead and kick this one out. That is our ball game for the D3 semifinal. Syracuse takes down Life West 58-19. They'll play tomorrow in the D3 final for Club Rugby. We've got more coming for you. Women's D2 up next in the semifinal. Stay with us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jane. Thank you. Thank you for the support. Thank you.
It's great. We all love each other. We all like hanging out at these tournaments.
Just meeting so many new people and getting to know them is just amazing. And meeting so many new friends is definitely.
One word is family. Like, you got people like you could depend on.
Probably my favorite part of playing rugby is like I can forget any problem I'm having at school or at home or just any kind of worry or burden and just like giving my all on the field.
We all choose to come here. We don't